Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Board Games Unlocked, and today I'm going to be going over my most anticipated games that are going to be hopefully released or showcased at Gen Con 2022. So if you're not aware, Board Game Geek, I think a month or so before Gen Con actually comes around, they create a geek list of all the demos and games that are going to be sold for the various companies that are going to be there. On on their website, and you can go on and basically decide if it's a must-have, interested, not interested, and so on and so forth. And normally, in years past, I've done a top 10 or top 20 most anticipated Gen Con games, but I figured this time I might as well just go over the games that I actually have like as a list. So uh, yeah, let's just go ahead and start talking about them. This is really in no particular order, although I can probably tell you what I'm actually more excited about uh, if I know anything about it. So let's go ahead and get started. And what's nice about this is I can just right click and go straight onto here. So we have Blazon. I'm actually not really sure what this is at all. Use of various symbols and devices to signify individuals and group dates to the edge of antiquity. Warriors often decorated their shields with patterns and mythological creatures. You act as a herald, designing your own heraldic shield by acquiring elements, placing them on your shield board, and earning distinctions through careful choices. So, I don't even know who this company is. Why did uh, I have played like none of their games. Why did I pick that? Probably because it just looks cool. Um, and it's just one of those games that it's like, oh yeah, I'll definitely check this out. Oh, it's because it came out this year, 2022. That was the reason why it's initially here, because it's a game that I can play and potentially make for end of the year lists. But I mean, overall, like the pictures make it look pretty cool. That's pretty slick. So yeah, we'll see how that one goes. Probably won't even get it. But yeah, so let's move on and let's talk about Planet Unknown. Now, this game is actually already out, and this is one that is being sold. Does it say what I have this as? It does not. Because sometimes you can just put interested or must have, and I'm not really sure if it really matters. But Planet Unknown, I do know a little bit about. It's a polyomino game with a rondel in the middle, and this kind of like, here's a good picture of it. You have various tracks of resources that are going to be going up, and then your planet that you are trying to get these rondel pieces to actually fit. So I love polyomino games. They're just something like about them where it fits my brain, where it's just satisfying whenever you're actually placing them. And this one looked really cool with the unique spinning disc in the middle, like with all the different pieces in it, and it just looks a little more meatier than some games. There was a game that came out, Floodgate did it, and I did not like it all that much. Let's see, what was it? Floodgate Games. That's gonna be for board games. Let's see. Not designers, publishers. Yep, Floodgate Games. What was it called? Cosmic Colonies. So Cosmic Colonies did something kind of similar, where you were placing pieces, and this was on an asteroid. So it reminds me a little bit of that. And I know this is a hot game right now, but it's a polyomino game, and I just think that those are a lot of fun to actually play. So I'm excited for this one, and hopefully I'll be able to grab a copy while I'm there. Next up, this is a demo, but War of the Ring, the card game. I am very intrigued by this because it's by Ares Games. Lately, we're seeing a lot of games come out of big, grandiose games being reconstructed uh, as card games. I mean, Terraforming Mars is the biggest one, biggest example. So it's going to be there as a demo. I don't quite know. I mean, there's really not a whole lot on it. It just says playing cards that represent characters, armies, items, and events of War of the Ring. Each card they play will help or hinder the journey of the Fellowship. This might be one of those where I just don't see a point in actually owning it. Like the same reason why I don't own Ares Expedition, because I enjoy Terraforming Mars. And I'm not one of those where it's like, oh, I only have 30 minutes. I'll break this out. I really want to play Terraform Mars, but I'll play this instead. I just don't do that. I just will be on my phone for 30 minutes if I don't have the time to actually play a full-fledged game that I want to play. And this might be that same exact scenario. But if this is one of those where it does completely redo um, War of the Ring, I mean, War of the Ring is such an epic telling of Lord of the Rings that it's gonna be hard to beat or hard to match it. But I hardly get War of the Ring played because it's kind of one of those unintuitive games that, oh well, you need to play against someone who knows how to play. But yeah, War of the Ring, the card game, definitely will try to check it out as if they're demoing it. Then we have so that's actually so then we have Board and Dice. So these two I'm extremely excited about. Board and Dice is just one of those companies that so far hasn't missed the mark for me. Like I mean Teotihuacan, Tawantinsuyu, Tekhenu, I think even founders of Teotihuacan, all of those were just fantastic. And Tawantinsuyu is such a like amazing game for me. It just like I love it, and I didn't even know they were making an expansion for it. I'm not surprised considering Teotihuacan has like three. Tekhenu just got one. That it doesn't surprise me that they're making one. So I believe this is a module. Yeah, four modules. Way of the Sun introduces two alternate layouts for the Sun Temple. Vassals of the Inca introduces a new secondary action that lets you utilize the specialties of the other nations your armies conquer. Nobles and Newcomers is the largest of and introduces a number of new features, new building type, newcomer workers, and several new passive buildings. And Pachamama, I don't know, is improved and streamlined. Oh, solo opponent. Okay. Well, I thought the solo for To Want to See You actually wasn't that bad. But overall, like so this one I don't really care about. But also contains 8 new passive abilities that can be added to the game without playing any of the modules. This just adds more to an already great game. I absolutely love this one, so I will definitely be grabbing a copy of this. Then we have the Terracotta Army. I was actually meaning to watch a video on this one, but it's board and dice. I believe actually their design, like this design here, was decided on by like votes. I feel like I remember reading something about this being like the design that like won or something like that. But represent talented craftsmen and artists laboring to build the wonders assembly of statues. During the game, you collect resources, upgrade your workers, and seek favor with the Emperor's advisors. Your goal is to play a crucial role in the process of creating the Terracotta Army, and your success is measured in victory points. Well, yeah, that just sounds like a board and dice game, and it's just like, oh, Terracotta Army. Um, I mean, at like first glance, this doesn't look like all that great. Like it, no, I thought I was gonna be able to move it around. It looks kind of like your. It's very brown and. Ooh, what's this over here? That looks like a interesting track to keep. Whatever. This also could be tabletop simulator, maybe. Um, but it does. That's a very interesting concept. I wonder if you are contributing to this army, and this is a shared board that I mean, if these are your colors and maybe it's like you're dictated by how you place yours and where they are. I don't know, but this is going to be their newest game, so definitely want to give it a shot. So yeah, that is Terracotta Army. Then we go into Czech Games Edition. This is a demo. This is one of their newest one. It's a four-player asymmetric kind of game. So deal with the devil. I remember seeing this. So, deeply thematic competitive Euro game set in a fantasy medieval era. They take each of the four players, so it looks like it must have four. Yeah, this is a strictly four-player game, which is it's a problem because I don't always have four, and this is one of those games where it's not like it's like, oh, it's best with four. You literally need four people, and if you don't, I mean, then it's like, okay, you just have a game sitting around. Uh, takes on a secret role of a mortal, occultist, or even the devil. Asymmetric roles players experience the same game but with different game goals every play. I mean, it's CGE, and I have the utmost faith that they don't produce crap. So, what has this designer done? He did Alchemist. Okay, well, he hasn't designed a game since 2016. That's the expansion, even. And, uh, wow. So he hasn't designed a game for like 6 years. That's interesting. So that's pretty cool. And the fact that it's asymmetric, I guess there's a blind trading phase, resources in exchange for money from another player. The devil will tempt mortals with goods for a piece of their soul, while the cultist's nature is to sell their soul easily. Only the accompanying app knows who is trading with whom. Oh, okay, so it's app based. Doesn't surprise me with Alchemist having an app, and it was one of like the first app games. Yeah. Very curious. I mean, I can consistently get 4 now, but it's still just one of those where, I mean, a 4 is such a good number for almost a lot of games that you would almost have to like force to play this one just because you need to justify having it. But, but yeah, so that's Deal with the Devil. Then we have these are oh, that's right. Okay, so there looks like Eggert Spiel is demoing Argentina. This is whenever they announced that they were doing like 3 different Great Western Trails: Argentina, New Zealand, and something else. I don't remember the other location, but the picture. Well, that's just one picture, I guess. Was that the board? No. Okay. I was like, no way. So this picture looks like the same game. Like it looks like it's just Great Western Trail, but in Argentina. Doesn't really matter because I'd still probably get it. But it does really just kind of look like. I wonder. The gameplay, while familiar, offers new twists for everyone to enjoy. Ship sailing to the double-sided port cities, okay. Additional functions for your cattle cards for more strategic decisions. New type of card to manage in your deck. Expanded player boards with new sections. Okay, so it is different. Like there is more. It's just not a rethemed. Well, that's exciting. I mean, this is only a demo here for this one, but thank God that they are doing the second edition to Rails to the North. This was the expansion for Great Western Trails, the original, and they're going to have the expansion to it, which it's been reworked and upgraded. Player boards being dual layered, game board extension that features different rail paths in the medium, town tiles being modified. Ooh, we do have a picture. Okay. So this one, it looks relatively the same. But yeah, this expansion was really, really slick. It definitely added a new layer to Great Western Trail. Instead of you just going down just to the different cities trying to go further each time, you can actually go to different like towns along the way, which gave you benefits, and you had buildings to place. So very excited that they're making the second edition. I'll have to pick that up as well. Okay. This one should actually be coming. I mean, it says September 16, so it doesn't even say whether or not they're selling it or if it's a demo. This is actually already pre-ordered for me. The most expensive fucking roll and write in existence, and it will ever be. Something that, I mean, you gotta try it. If you're a fan of Twilight Imperium, you just have to give this a shot, because it sounds so ludicrous that you're like, this can't work in any way, right? Like, this just looks like it's gonna be a disaster. But reading about it, like it's 1 to 8 players of a roll and write. These are the boards you have. So you have 4 board. Each player will have 4 different boards on where they're going, their tech trees, what planets they own. I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna do it, but if it's gonna be at Gen Con, I definitely want to see it. Hopefully, if you pre-ordered it, they have copies for you, but I'm not sure. All right, now we are on Floodgate Games. So There's not a whole lot to really say about these. Like, if Sagrada, just more module stuff for Sagrada. This is their great how is that word pronounced? Because they had Life. I think this is the second one of this little trilogy. What does it say? Oh, nope. Is the third and final of the great. What was the. Huh. What was the other one? Sagrada. Oh, Passion. That's right. They had Passion, Life, and I guess Glory. Do I have Passion? I don't remember. I'll have to check. But yeah, this is just more stuff to Sagrada if you like it. And then Fog of Love. If you like Fog of Love, this is definitely something to pick out. I do really enjoy Fog of Love. I think it's a wonderful game. But it's centered around the COVID-19 pandemic. Which is an interesting concept considering the fact that it's like if you're in a relationship and now you're stuck together in the same room or the same house, can you make it work? I don't know. To each their own on something like this. I think it's an interesting concept, but some people might not like the fact that it's grounded in reality, but it is what it is. Okay, and then The Shadow Planet. This is by Galacta. What was this one? A group of astronauts on a rescue mission lands on a desolate planet to learn the fate of a long-lost scientific vessel. With little over a day to investigate what happened, they discover that the planet itself and the encounter survivors hide horrible secrets that might endanger humanity. Oh, okay, so this is a game of alien horror based on the beautifully illustrated graphic novel. Hmm, interesting. Did this one? Oh, this did come out this year. Paranoia, horror, and strategy. Well, I mean, the the art looks pretty cool. Yep, you can definitely tell that this is a graphic novel. You know, I think initially whenever I was looking at this, it does sound really cool, but I wonder if this is gonna be one of those that you get more out of it if you know the graphic novel, because I certainly don't. And it does. You have a secret goal and six different characters to achieve it. Okay, so it's a competitive. It's a semi-cooperative game. Got it. Got it. All right. Then we have Greater Than Games. So this one, I remember seeing it being announced. This looks like it is Greater Than Games' achievements of doing a Jaws of the Lion kind of idea, where Gloomhaven and Spirit Island, are very complex cooperative games and they have a lot of rules to them and they're difficult to win and things like that. And then Jaws of the Lion came out with a tutorial system that got a lot more people into Gloomhaven, and it was just in a bite-sized chunk that you were taught how the game plays with that 5 game tutorials. Horizons looks like it takes the core ideas of Spirit Island, but then allows it to be kind of a also tutorial system where it's not as overwhelming. And I think that's really neat. This is I mean, yeah, it is compatible with Spirit Island components, hence why I'm getting it. It's the same thing, like the 4 heroes in Jaws of the Lion can be played in regular Gloomhaven. I think that's super smart. If you're gonna do something to make, be like, okay, well, our game was a little too much, let's modify it and make a simpler game so people can learn, then, and you can still use that so other people can, like, who already have everything can jump in and grab it. This is really, I love Spirit Island. It is probably my favorite cooperative game just in general. And yeah, adds 5 new spirits. The board, I actually like this board. Huh. I like this board a little bit better than the original board. Yeah, this is nice. It's all consolidated and just you have your fear generation, you have your blight pool where your intruders are doing. There's your fear cards. Yeah, I like that. And then of course the spirits are gonna all be unique and have something special to them, but are gonna be probably a little easier to handle. Yeah. All right. ILO. This one, look, I've played King of Tokyo. It is not a game that's for me, but I mean, if it's lying around, and there's a big monster box. I think this is supposed to have everything in it. Yeah, the whole King of Tokyo shebang in one monster box. So if it's like everything for it, this could just be a dumb fucking whatever game to have. I know a lot of people like it. I'm not like shitting on the game at all. I know this is a very just kind of like jump into the middle to try and get points, but then everyone's attacking you and you have to try and like roll dice to be able to attack back and so on and so forth. But if it has everything for it and there's a lot of content here, it could just be a fun beat 'em up, drink and have a good time game. So uh, I might take a look at it. Then we were on Pandasaurus. This one I'm very stoked about. I know this has been out before Gen Con. I'm probably just gonna go pick it up while at Gen Con. Uh, the Loop is such a fun, like wonderful cooperative game, like with a lot of different modules. The Revenge of Foezilla, and it even says the first expansion, so they're probably gonna add more. But new characters, equipment, and game modes. This is like a perfect expansion to this kind of game. Like they had, I want to say 3 to 5 scenarios that you can play, and each of them had their own increasing difficulty. The game's already hard enough as it is, but I love the idea of just having more characters, more scenarios to play, and the new cards. Like perfect. Don't make it any like more complex than that. Let's see. How many did they have? How many are? Oh, 2 new game modes. Foezilla Apocalypse puts you on a time track to defeat the beast, and then the 7 Kaiju balls retrieve Foezilla's eggs through time to steal them in the proper air while dodging the monster's fury. I just think that sounds like a blast. They did a really cool idea of just doing like a time travel, so you can just have different expansions in different eras of time. So that's really cool. And then we have Skull Canyon Ski Fest. Pretty much, I was looking at just games and I'm like, oh, this is Pandasaurus. So it's a ski game. You are skiing. Why did I click on the picture? I meant to scroll down. So prove you're the ultimate skier by taking on the most difficult runs, collecting the best gear, and earning the highest score. I'll probably just have to check this one out and see, just because I mean the theme is something that's not really ever done, but it could just, I don't even know if this is just something that's gonna be super fun one time, or like if there's multiple ways to play, or if it looks like you can get different items. I don't know. I don't know on this one a whole lot. I think I put interested on this one. Like so far, I could probably tell you the must-haves already. So, Planet Unknown must-have, Tawantin Suyu and Terracotta Army are must-haves. That's a demo. The Rails to the North is a must-have. That I already have pre-ordered. These 2 are must-haves for me. I probably won't even like get this one. The Horizons of Spirit Island aren't. I think that has to be a demo. Like it says October, so unless Gen Con, this could be an exception. The Loop is a must-have, and so that's kind of where we're at already. Long Shot. So this one is getting a lot of buzz. I don't have a lot of pure dice games, but I know a lot of people were really talking this one up, and it's about the 1930s era horse race. Okay, I thought it was about the Kentucky Derby, but yeah. You and up to 7 other players will strategize and push your. I just realized that I was like making the most obnoxious sounds, probably taking the drink. It's a push your luck as the action unfolds in a tense race of 8 horses. I enjoy push your luck. I think this is going to be a kind of a small footprint kind of game that might just be a fun bidding, push your luck kind of game that maybe I can get behind. I know I don't know if this is even one where you have to like pick a horse and that's just what you're hoping on, or if it's kind of like not Formula D. What's the other? There's that Downforce where you can actually just you control all the different cars. But I know I've been seeing a lot of people talk about this one that I'm interested. Then we have Meadow. This is Meadow Downstream. This is a must-have because I think Meadow is a beautifully gorgeous game. Wonderful kind of set collection style, but after a few plays, you're like, okay, this is it. But obviously they announced an expansion. I just realized a lot of my must-haves are expansions this year, and it had to go the aquatic route. That's usually how all these kind of games go. They do land animals, then they do water. That's Everdell had like the Pearlbrook expansion, and well, that's all the nature games I can really think of. But includes over 80 new cards depicting wildlife living in an aquatic environment and new thematic envelope to discover. Kayaking mechanisms allow players to score extra points for progressing down the river. Well, that's really neat. This one, I mean, I wish they had pictures. They don't, because Meadow is just whoever the artist is. This artist right here, that's only done. I was gonna say it's only done Meadow. Yep, that's only done Meadow. Is so good. Like, let's see if I wish there was just. Whoops. I just this is one of those where I can just get lost in the art, and the art really helps just you get in like a very blissful like feeling whenever you're playing. At least for me, like it's so good. So yeah, that's Meadow Downstream. This one is another kind of must-have, Knight's Fall. This is Red Raven Games, and if you're not familiar, they've done Above and Below, Near and Far, Sleeping Gods is probably their biggest hit if I had to guess. And this is their newest game. Doesn't seem to be in that vein of storytelling at all. It might, but it's an asymmetrical team game for 1 to 6 players. One team controls the knights who must protect the elders and withstand the demons until dawn. The other team controls the demons who seek to break the seal to the underworld before morning. Team game, huh? I don't even remember looking at that. That's fascinating. Uh, wow. Okay. Well, during the game, you choose a unique knight or demon, each with a variety of special powers. Flame Knight's ability to surround his foes in fire, or the Bone Crusher's power to summon skeletal minions. Cards you play from your hand to perform actions can be used in different ways. I love multi-card use. And a set of unique location tiles allows you to create the monastery with a different layout every game. Love that. I so that already adds some variety to it. I'm very curious as the team concept. But it also features a campaign mode for 1 to 2 players. Oh, okay, here we go. You read stories while exploring the map of a haunted valley, drawing your path as you travel. Yep, there's the story. But yeah, this is a must-have. It's Ryan Lockett. Although this looks completely, I mean, I know all of his games are supposed to take place in the same universe, so I'm amazed he hasn't done like an RPG, like or books on his universe. This is also a must-have. This is probably going to be the first game I go and try and grab. Is Sworn. I know they're about to go on Kickstarter or Game Founder Backer Kit, whatever everyone's using nowadays, but they are going on for a second printing, which is great. Like, because this one is, I really wish I got this one. This is supposed to be a boss battler, like KDM, Vagrant Song, uh, but narrative driven. So it's probably more like KDM without being, $1 million. And yeah, 1 to 4 players where play is focused on narrative choices and rich miniature combat. This is a game that's right up my alley. I absolutely love narrative driven campaign style games. And if you can have uh, what's the word? In I was gonna say innovative. Well, yeah, innovative and involved boss fights, then I am totally down. Each game session sees the players participate in multi-path gamebook where the story unfolds to an inevitable encounter. The encounters are multi-phase scripted boss fights on the encounter board where players have to outwit and outplay the AI-driven monsters. This all sounds fantastic. I am extremely intrigued by the art is amazing. I've seen a little gameplay. I watched a few videos just to see if this was even something worth going after. But yeah, definitely. If they're only selling the core game, that is perfectly fine. I'll grab everything else off their second Kickstarter, but probably going to try to get to this one first. So if you see this, don't try and snipe it from me. And that's really not bad. There's people freaking. The pledge was like 300. I want to say $300 for everything. Uh, and I see people selling it for 5. And I don't know why I'm always surprised when I shouldn't be, because people are just shitty. But I'd even get almost 400. Like if you're gonna like count shipping, if it's 400 shipped, I'd almost understand. But I have never shipped anything that was $100 anyway, and I've shipped an entire Too Many Bones collection set with the Trove chest, and it wasn't $100. So like 350 at max, but whatever, whatever. So that's Shadowborn Games. Very excited. Oathsworn. I mean, I just a lot of people are like they're like I have too many campaign games and they start selling, and I totally get that. I really do. But I came from a video game kind of I wouldn't say background, but I played video games way before I played um, board games, and I just love having games to play. Like knowing for a fact I have a campaign that I can go do at any given time and just getting to keep playing it, especially if it's really good, that's always exciting. And the double-edged sword to that, the flip side is that whenever you are done, then you're like, what the hell do I do now? You're like always kind of lost. But so that's why I always just keep getting more. You get more campaign games, so then you always just have the next thing to play. It's not about what you're playing right now, it's about what you can play in the future. This one by Smirk and Dagger, Behext. I believe I backed this on Kickstarter. They're going to have a demo there, which will be nice, and that might suck because I've played some demos before on games I've backed, and I'm like, fuck, this game sucks. And now I have to wait for it to come to me. But this, I believe, was this a two-player game? No. Okay, 3 to 5. I believe this was a magical combat deck building game where your hand of spells is both your only defense and your only currency. To that end, you must sacrifice cards from your hand and even your own willpower to custom build your arcane arsenal. So there's one of 6 unique battle mages specialized in their own magical discipline. This one is basically a concept that I love. I love dueling magicians. I love dueling wizards or sorcerers or anything like that. I love deck builders. I love deck constructors. So things like Magic the Gathering. I love multi-use cards. So I love different schools of Magic. So it's kind of like, okay, you went there. I mean, it says unconventional deck builder that's highly interactive as you constantly deflect hexes around the table. So this is also in one of those finicky situations where it's like if you're playing with 3 and someone's, getting dicked on, is it not fun? I I mean, that leaves a lot to be desired, but if the card play is interactive and you get to pull off a lot of cool combos and you can really just get a deck synergy going, because it's deck building, so you're obviously not coming in with a deck and seeing if it works. But yeah, I think this could be really neat. Smirk and Dagger. Could have sworn they renamed. I thought they changed their name, but yeah. So obviously they did Cutthroat Caverns, and that's pretty much the only games I have played by them. And what really sucks is that they have all these expansions to Cutthroat Caverns, and they did an anniversary edition, which was only a remake of this one that came out 12 years prior. I really wish they would have kept going and just kept adding more, because Cutthroat Caverns is a very fun game. Uh, not for everyone, but sometimes it's not even for me. But that's the only one of theirs I've played. So I'm excited to see what Behext is like. Maybe I'll get a chance to try it as a demo and just be pissy, at Gen Con. Stronghold games. So these two, they're only here as an interest because one, despise the name of this game. Australia is the dumbest fucking title for a game that I can think of, because it's a capital Z and it immediately makes you think zombies, but it's about Cthulhu. But I've heard the base game is actually really good. It's surprisingly good. So then these are really here just for me to take a look at the core game and be like, okay, maybe they have the core game on demo that I can play. And if I like it there, then I can pick up the expansions. I mean, these don't look like they're all that expensive. Uh, this one actually looks like it makes it a 1 versus many, and this looks like it makes it a 1 to 2 player game. So I don't even know, like, if these are worth even grabbing if you like the base game. Like the art though, like the cover, it's really neat. Then we got Northgard. This one I grabbed just because it looks pretty cool. Uh, this one, best 2 to 4, based on the universe of the Northgard video game, is a game of conquest and exploration set in the Age of Vikings. Controls a Viking clan looking to achieve victory by reaping glory in various ways. Is focused on streamlined rules and mechanisms. I have seen a few people get this. It does look like a video game. That art, it looks like Clash of Clans a little bit. Yeah, 100% like Clash of Clans art. Uh, and yeah, okay, so that's pretty cool. Different clans, and you actually aren't. It's not one major board. You might actually build out and control various locations as spread out Vikings. It might go and get into some conflicts. This could be neat. Let's see, what else does it say? The conquest of Northgard also requires clever management of resources to build new buildings, improve your warriors' effectiveness, better your hand of cards, and upgrade your clan's specificities. The winter phase makes this management more difficult as you have to feed your units to keep them healthy and happy. Yay! The pace of the game is set by the players as the game ends after 7 turns, but can also be cut short anytime if one of them is in control of... oh, okay, so it's kind of like a... what do they call it? King of the Hill kind of style. Yeah, I mean, you're not controlling one area, but if people can see that you control multiple, they might try to stop you. So, I don't know anything about this video game. I have never... Northgard. Let's see. Well, let's say I can save 75% of it on Steam. I have Steam pulled up right now. Northgard. It's free! Huh. What is this game like? Strategy game based on North in which you control a clan of Vikings. Huh. So it has single player. Oh, it's free for ends of one day. Otherwise, it's $8. And they have multiple clans. Yeah, I'm. I mean, I've never seen. I have never seen this before. So, huh. Well, that's that. Uh, might have to pass on this one just because. I mean, it could be cool. I mean, maybe you don't have to play the video game at all. Technically, I didn't play this war of mine until I got the board game. Then we got Thunderworks Games. These are just map packs for cartographers. I love cartographers. If I had to guess, it might be my favorite. Flippin' Right. I'm gonna take actually Mike Delicio's. I think Verbin Right is a wonderful catch-all. So, because there's what is it, Rollin' Right, Flippin' Right, probably like Drawin' Right or Singin' Right or whatever. There's just a bunch. Just do something and write it down. This one is probably my overall favorite, although Hadrian's Wall was really, really good. But yeah, more map packs for the game. Yep, probably just going to grab those. And then I actually played Tenpenny Parks the other day, and it was really good. It's a very wonderful... I mean, Vincent Dutrait, he's one of those artists. I couldn't get over the art in this game. He's one of those artists that I don't care what your game is about, his art is going to make me interested, no matter what. Like, there's something about it that just draws me straight to it. Was he a Pathfinder artist? No, was he? I mean, that wouldn't surprise me. He has a bunch of Pathfinder stuff here. Maybe he's been commissioned to do Pathfinder. But yeah, Atlantis Rising, did the 20th anniversary of Amun-Re. God, he's just so good. So, Tenpenny Parks is a really awesome, unique polyomino game, which, like I just said, is I love polyomino games, and this had a very interesting twist to that. That was just enough. Yeah, I mean, I think definitely just grabbing a copy of this, because why not? So, going over must-haves. We got Planet Unknown as a must-have. Tewantin Sea, The Golden Age. Terracotta Army. Great Western Trail, Rails to the North. Fog of Love, Love on Lockdown. Sagrada, the Glory. That's not going to be there. The Loop, The Revenge of Fozilla. I'll put Longshot as a must-have. Meadow, Downstream, Nightsfall, Oathsworn. This would be my number one. Like, if anyone's actually caring about a top 10, Oathsworn is my number one must-have at Gen Con. The Cartographers expansion packs and Tenpenny Parks. So those are all the games. I mean, and there's a bunch, obviously. These are just the ones that caught my eye immediately. And you have, I mean, it's Gen Con. So there's just going to be so many there that I probably, if I'm lucky, I'll get most of the games here that I want. Uh, and then I'll just, whatever else is there, it's just going to be extra. But yeah, so those are the games that I am excited for Gen Con 2022. Let me know what games you're excited about at Gen Con if you're going. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you.
Hey everyone, thank you for watching, and I really hope that you enjoyed the video. If you would like to see more of my content, go ahead and click that subscribe button and the bell to be notified whenever I upload any new content. If you feel like supporting the channel, you can go ahead and click that Patreon link to be taken to my Patreon, and any help is truly appreciated. Other than that, stick around for any other run-throughs or reviews or cool top 10s or whatever I feel like putting on. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you.